Alrighty guys, so welcome back to Fur and Feather Outdoors. Today I'm going to be showing you some decoys. If you clicked on this video, you might be a younger guy like myself, and decoys get expensive. I don't know if you know that, but if you're getting into duck hunting, decoys are expensive. You got Avery's, you got just these cheap flambeaus, you got Higdon, all kinds of different brands. They do get expensive, and Flambeau makes some decoys. They're, I mean, if you're wanting to get started, you can get like 12 for 40 bucks. You know, it's pretty cheap. But they're not going to look as good as some of the higher end brands. But what you can do is, once you start out with these, if you do end up getting into duck hunting, get you some better mallard decoys or whatever, and turn these into something else. That's exactly what I did. I didn't want to go out and just buy teal decoys because I didn't even know if I really wanted to do it, since the season's only like a week long, if I wanted to spend a bunch of money. And I didn't really use these anymore because I bought some new Higdon decoys, and they're fully flocked and everything. That's basically all I use now. But these right here, I just painted them as a drake, a blue-winged teal, and they turned out pretty good. Because I've never personally done a whole lot of teal hunting, but from what I've watched, and this year we're going to try to get into them, is just having a body out there more than anything. They don't pay it because they're going so quick that they don't even really pay attention to the detail as much. I mean, if you got a yellow decoy out there or something crazy, they're going to notice it. But if you have something similar, like these right here, or this, and I think I'm actually going to keep this one the way it is, just as a mallard. All I did was paint the bill black, but you don't even have to do that. You could just keep it like this, because really they look the exact same as a hen. I just made these into the drakes, so they're more noticeable and they got a little bit more color and everything, so you can see it from a little bit farther away. Like here in Kentucky, we have a lot of local birds, and they're smart. Until it gets real cold, we don't really get a whole lot of other birds, at least at my location in Kentucky. So because of that, you got to think how they're gonna see. And I normally only run six decoys, 6 to a dozen, depending on how many ducks are around that area. If it's still early in the season and I know that the local ducks are used to only seeing a few ducks at a time on a little farm pond or something, that's all I use. 3 decoys. And when I first got into duck hunting, that's what I watched all the YouTube videos, and so I'd bring out a dozen decoys with me or more, and I'd throw them out there, and you'd flare birds, and I never understood why, but now I do, because whenever I'm scouting for them, I never see more than, never more than 6 in one group. So you got to keep that in mind. You want it to look natural, and not all these look the same either. It's gonna look like that. But like this one, I was going to make into another drake, but I was like, well, it resembles the same thing, so it should be just fine. Same thing with this one. I just kind of painted that bill black, gave it a little tan look so it looked like a hen. Put some makeshift feathers on there, and you're good to go. And that's the setup I'm going to run this year, at least for right now. That's the setup I plan on running this year. And not only teal, but this was a mallard, and I just turned it into a black duck because I didn't really use these decoys as much either, but I wanted to put them to use instead of buying a brand new black duck decoy. And you can buy the flocking, even if you really wanted to. You could buy the flocking, and I don't think it's very hard to do, and it's fairly cheap. And you could really make some of these decoys pop. If you are actually wanting to do this, what I did, I haven't done them to all these decoys, as you can tell, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but you can definitely tell a difference in the way they look. This one has a little bit glossier look, but it's not enough. It's just enough to kind of catch their attention. After you paint it, you want to put some kind of coating over it so it stays, because you don't want to be doing this every year. You want it to at least last a little bit. So what I did, I went to the store and bought some matte clear coat. Because you don't want it to be shining all over the place, or else it won't look real. But you want it to just cover it and keep it on there for maybe a year or two, and makes it look good and not too unrealistic. So if this is something you've been thinking about doing, go for it. I got my paint sitting right here. I just bought a few main colors: blue, brown, black, some tan. That's about all you need, really, for any duck decoy you're painting. And you can mix the colors and make them match to really what kind of duck you're hunting. But there's a quick look at that. So if that's something you're thinking about doing, go for it. Get you some paint. Make sure it's indoor and outdoor paint. And get you some matte clear coat, and you should be ready to rock and roll this duck season with some new decoys. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you learned something here, and we'll see you on the next one.